Alright, ready? Too cool to it, they're right over here. Stop going so
with some Stampede 4x4 tires on here. So these tires are the Talons. They're just the standard Traxxas ones. And what I do with them is, obviously, they're all the same tread pattern, front and rear. But what I like to do is, every once in a while, I'll just rotate front to back. That way they kind of wear out evenly. Because it is rear wheel drive, so the front tires are just idlers, you know, they don't pull the car forward at all, so they don't wear out as fast. So I just swap them back and forth every once in a while, and that way I kind of get more use out of them, and they're not, you know, completely bald, two of them instead of, you know, all four just wearing out consistently. For a body, this is a Traxxas brand body with the pre-done, I don't know what you want to call this, the design, the orange and white design. And then you get to actually pick what color you want to paint it. So I have custom painted it with a metallic black and then backed it with white. So it gives it a really nice, like metallic-y, you know, metal look, while still being, you know, classic, you know, Traxxas style. With custom stickers, Traxxas stickers. It came with a Valenion, you know, set for stickers. It doesn't have a Valenion system, but we'll get into that later. It is actually Castle, hence why I have RPM here, cause for a few RPM parts, and then powered by Castle, along with a little, you know, sense of realism with the Castle on the front. So getting underneath the body, which, by the way, I do have the original body. I got it with the original Hawaiian body, and I was thinking about putting this bumper, this wide, you know, bashing bumper on here instead of this, you know, the stock just TRX one. It doesn't go too well with this custom body, though. It went really well with the Hawaiian body because you get all those blue accents. It also would go well with, I have upgraded caster blocks and steering knuckles. It's kind of hard to see the steering knuckles in there, and then axle carriers in the rear. Thought it would complement that. Not as well with this custom body, but it did go really well with this. So if I ever decide if this body gets real beat up, I'll go back to the stock one, which isn't too beat up. I just thought it was time for a little upgrade, but I might throw that back on, or I might just get a black one. Just to kind of match this a little bit better. Or I could even, you know, Plasti Dip wouldn't really go on here too long, considering it's a bumper that gets scratched up, but, you know, it's an idea. So underneath the body shell, we have a Castle SCT Combo system in here. This can take, I believe, 2 to 3S, but I'm not certain that it's waterproof. So if you were looking at this on your own, I'm not certain that it's waterproof. I'm not sure on the KV rating on the motor either. Extraordinarily fast. I mean, it is almost too fast for this car. This, you know, I would use this on a 4-wheel drive car. I might even put it in my Stampede 4-wheel drive because there's so much power that comes out of this motor and this ESC. It is unbelievable. You know, I just run it on 2 to 3S. I'm almost certain that that's its maximum is 3S, but unbelievable power. It's insane. Suspension wise, we're just running the stock suspension. I do have preload clips in this shock over here because the cap popped off and all the oil leaked out, and me, you know, not knowing what I was doing when I first started with this car, super glued the cap back on, so I can't really fill it with oil. So this one's really springy and this one's you know, a good shock with good dampening and everything. The rears are just stock rears with a little bit of preload. Just because I wanted it a little bit stiffer, but dampening's okay in the rear. It's a basher. I'm not racing this truck. You know, just exceptional handling. I shortened the antenna tube because who doesn't like the big old antenna sticking out? Stock servo, everything's stock with the steering, suspension wise. Gearing though, I do have this, what is it, a 54 tooth, a spur, and I'm not quite sure what that pinion is. I don't remember exactly. All I know is that it's a good medium. The motor gets warm, but not too hot. Obviously, if you're running in tall grass, it'll get pretty hot pretty quick, but for the most part, it's okay. It stays relatively cool. Slipper clutch still. I might get an eliminator for that, because I'm just bashing. I don't need the, you know, slipper clutch in there, so who knows. I might even set this up, put a slash chassis on it, and make it for drag racing at some point. I'm not sure, but for now, we're just gonna have the Monster Rustler. So, wheelie bar's taking some hits on the bottom. You can see how those prongs that kind of grasp onto the chassis are a little bit bent out. Every once in a while they pop off, and I actually had one of the screws that goes all the way through the back of the transmission there, kind of like broke out of there. I just straightened it out and replaced it, put it back in, and it works okay. I just put a Velcro strap on here too, because sometimes if you land funny on the wheelie bar, likes to pop off and then get stuck underneath here and just kind of drag. So you know, if it pops off, this might prevent it from popping off, or at least hold it, you know, in place if it does come loose. Stock bumper, like I said before, but I do have the big one I might put on later. Poorly installed Dean's connector on here with electrical tape because I don't have any heat sink. Stock receiver, stock everything in here. Because the motor, and I'm not positive that it's waterproof. I know the ESC is lightly waterproofed. I'm not sure about the motor, and it's a $100 system, so I'm not gonna risk it considering I don't have an abundance of money. So since that's not waterproof, I'm not gonna risk running it in water. Hence why I just have the on-off switch stuck in the waterproof receiver box here. Kind of takes away some of the waterproof, but I'm not running it in water anyway, so you know, it's really a non-problem. If I did want to run it in water, I'd obviously swap out this motor for something waterproof, and then I would seal this back up. I still have the rubber piece that fits inside here. Battery compartment, just pulled the stock foam out. This was an XL5 that came with a 7-cell nickel metal hydride. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing with the Monster Slash, or Monster Rustler, I mean. People do create Monster Slashes which look insane, but for the Monster Rustler, all you've got to do really is just put some bigger tires on there, and I mean, you've essentially got a Monster Rustler. I mean, it looks insane compared to a normal Rustler, and it honestly is a lot more fun. You wouldn't believe it, but it actually is a lot more fun than with the stock setup. So if you guys enjoyed this, remember to smash that like button. Let me know any questions or comments you may have if you want to try to do this yourself. Pretty simple, it's insanely fast and insanely fun. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day.